Yesterday, it was reported in Gaza, say one rocket land hospital where for the treat people. Over 500 people have been reported to have lost their lives from that incident. The rocket is said to be an Israeli rocket that shot at a hospital in Gaza. Meanwhile, the whole world say, no, this will not pass, be careful. You cannot shoot at a hospital. Immediately, Israel denied the rocket. Say, no, they are no. Say, na Gaza, Hammas for Gaza. Say, na they shoot rocket. We won't go Israel. Now the rocket come misfire. Call land for Al-Ali hospital where they Gaza. But journalists in Gaza say it's a lie. That the way this rocket be, it resembles the one that they use since. So therefore, it can only be said to be an Israeli rocket. Biden don't land Israel. He too, they collaborate the story. Say the rocket is from the enemy side. It is not from Israel. Let me first of all show you the gist and they come back. An Israeli airstrike on a hospital in Gaza had led to the death of at least 500 people. According to the Palestinian officials, a separate strike on a UN-run school led to at least 6 deaths in Gaza. The airstrike hit Al-Ali Hospital in Gaza City, where hundreds of people, including doctors and patients, were seeking shelter. The strike has been condemned by many world leaders, including the head of the World Health Organization, Tedros Ghebreyesus. WHO strongly condemns the attack on Al-Ali Arab Hospital in North Gaza. Early reports indicate hundreds of deaths and injury. We call for the immediate protection of civilians and healthcare and for the evacuation orders to be reversed. Mr. Ghebreyesus wrote on X social media platform, Israel, which has been bombing Gaza for over a week after a fatal attack on Israel by Hammas, has however denied being responsible for the attack on the hospital. Speaking to the BBC, Mark Regev, the senior advisor to the Israeli Prime Minister, said Israeli authorities believe that a Hamas rocket was to blame for the blast at the hospital. We know that at the time of this tragedy in Gaza, there was a huge barrage against targets in central Israel. We had the siren here in Tel Aviv, and I went to a bomb shelter. BBC quoted him as saying, we know they fired a rocket at the same time. Hamas put out a statement that they were sending a long-range rocket on Haifa, northern Israel at the time. Now, no rocket actually reached Haifa. Where did that rocket go? Where did it land? Mr. Regev asked. Contrary to Mr. Regev's claim, however, journalists on the ground in Gaza reported that such bombing that leads to massive destruction could only have been an airstrike, such as the ones Israel have been carrying out in Gaza. Several countries, including Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt, and UAE, have condemned the attack. Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas has declared 3 days of mourning following the hospital incident. The official Palestinian news agency Wafa reports. Mr. Abbas also cancelled a meeting with US President Joe Biden, which was scheduled for Wednesday. In a separate bombing incident, at least 6 people were killed in an Israeli airstrike on a UN school in Gaza. At least 6 people were killed this afternoon when an UNRWA school was hit in Al-Maghazi refugee camp in central Gaza. Al Arabiya quotes the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees as saying, the school was hit during Israeli forces airstrikes and bombardment on Gaza Strip. The agency added that at least 4,000 people have been taking refuge in this UNRWA school turned shelter. They had and still have nowhere else to go. Now, if you say no be you bomb hospital, at least you not deny say na you bomb school. Why are you bombing a school that refugees are staying? At least that is not where the militants you are fighting are. So why are you bombing a school where refugees are staying? In the past 1 week, we don't hear about this Israel bombing a lot of refugees, and it's not nice. You told people to leave Gaza. Civilians were leaving Gaza. You threw a rocket there and took out about 70 people. Now we are talking of a school, 6 people are gone. The hospital now. You don't look and say people when they support you before condemn the hospital. Now you are saying it is Gaza, Hamas that mislaunched the rocket that fell on Gaza. According to Israel, they now release one audio Say they got an audio recording of here two militant guys they discuss. Say the rockets where the fire was supposed to go and leave her had missed fire and it had dropped at the hospital. How come out of everywhere else now hospital now it dropped? That looked like a coordinated attack. You see, when Hammas raided Israel, everybody did not support Hammas. When Israel said they had the right to defend themselves, we agreed. When they started throwing rockets at Hammas, it was still fine. But the way they go, now don't be Hammas that they fight anymore. Now everybody where they Gaza. People that are not linked with Hammas. And I don't think it's fair. You are rendering children parentless. You are rendering people homeless. You are taking out innocent civilians who are not part of the battle. These are not the rules of engagement in a matter like this. And now because America, they back them. Biden now don't land Israel. Since he win election, how many times he don't go to Israel? But as this fight don't start, he don't dey fly Israel like when they go Yabo Yimbo, Pangrove. If you call yourself the police of the world, you should roll peace first. When every option of peace is off the table, then you cannot use force. Where anytime there is wahala, you are always seeing them backing somebody, which I don't think is nice. Now, in every country in Europe, almost every country in Europe, we have people showing solidarity with Palestine. May this thing not get out of hand. Can we fight for a peaceful world where we can live in peace, for Christ's sake, so that this does not get out of hand?